To talk more about energy regulation in the new administration. Again, Capital founding partner John Kilduff. John, let's just start with an energy emergency. Is there one?
There's no acute shortages at the moment, so it's curious descriptor of it. I do think that there's a lot in the industry who felt hemmed in by the Biden administration, and now this is, I guess, their liberation to move forward here if they so choose. But in terms of an acute supply situation, no, we don't have that, thankfully.
You know, you put it interestingly, the if they so choose. What are they going to choose? Because we've had many conversations here at the desk that it's not clear that even if you can produce more, you want to. What do you think?
It is not entirely clear to me either, David, in that, I mean, I've seen estimates out there for a potential growth of 3 million barrels a day here for U.S. crude oil production. It is just hard to see that. I can tell you that some of the Permian production, some of the fracking production is giving off increasing amounts of water and other byproducts. That's an issue. Also, too, with the consolidation in the industry, I don't see Chevron and Exxon, who are now leading the charge, really necessarily rushing in to poke more holes in the ground, particularly with the precarious oil price where we're at. I mean, we are holding above 70 pretty consistently now for a number of months. But the ability for that price to head rapidly lower is there. And then now all of a sudden you are impacting your rate of return, if any, in the fracking space. So I think we need to be, don't necessarily pop the champagne corks here that we're going to get a rush of new production into the system.
Yeah, well, interestingly, the 3 million additional barrels was part of incoming Treasury Secretary Bessent's plan. So let me, I hate to say it, drill down on this with you for a minute. The Permian, you made this point. Chevron, Exxon, you know, it's 10 years ago, it was kind of different in terms of all the smaller independents. What's changed there, and how is that then going to change the equation, given that's our Saudi Arabia, for lack of a better term?
No, it is. And don't get me wrong, they're awesome operators. What they've done with the whole region is just incredible. The late President Carter was actually made fun of to a degree, talking about getting oil from shale rocks. So everybody thought he was out of his mind at the time. But I can tell you that 2020, the price collapse, the negative oil price, really set the industry back. The several years of avoidance by banking industry of supporting and financing drilling. But also, too, the rate of returns just weren't there. It was sort of a return of capital, if you were lucky, as opposed to rates returns on capital, which is the new emphasis. So with the consolidation and everything else, we sort of like to say have the adults in the room, and it's not just the wild-eyed speculators out there saying just drill, get more barrels out. There's definitely some accountants in the room now who are saying, let's hold off. Let's wait to make sure that we can get our money back and then some as a result of all the, policies that are out there. We have a big overhang from OPEC plus too right now. If they were to open the taps even a little bit, as we saw, then we would see lower prices as well, which would hurt the economics of the Permian region and other fracking industries.
Yeah. Finally, let me just end with natural gas. We've talked about, it powers a lot of electricity in this country. There's an enormous need for electricity given all the data centers that are going to be running large language models and the like for AI. Is there a significant growth opportunity there, perhaps under the Trump administration?
There is, I think, for both pipelines and obviously export facilities. What I will say is this, while the industry, braced at President Biden's pause, what I'm concerned about is that if these LNG exports do ramp up to a material degree, U.S. consumers will find themselves competing for those molecules, and those molecules could become quite pricey. So this is another case of, there will be winners and there will be losers. But I will say we should definitely see more natural gas coming to market as a result of the Trump administration, particularly as more and more pipelines get green-lighted, permitted, if not encouraged, David. So, yes, that is going to be a boom industry for sure under the Trump administration.